Hey guys, Sarah here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Crossroads, playing for today's spawning. In the south we have LimaOscarMike as the Soviets, and his loadout is mechanized support, shock rifle frontline, and counterattack. Facing off against him in the north we have miragefla as OKW, and his lineup is breakthrough, firestorm, and Luftwaffe ground forces. This is the full balance patch version 1.1. A few more changes have been made. Maxims have got nerfed a little bit after all those buffs, so still better than they were, but a little bit worse than version 1.0. And a few other tweaks. Looks like LimaOscarMike going to be going for penals though. Pretty standard build so far from him. Likewise from miragefla, no Kubel. So I still haven't seen that new Kubel in action yet. Okay, so LimaOscarMike going for a pretty standard build so far. Looks like he's trying to use his combat engineers just to hold the line whilst he waits for his tier 1 units to be produced. miragefla going quite aggressive. Actually was building Kubel, then cancelled it and went for another squad of Sturm Pioneers. Here comes the M3. So probably for the best that he didn't go for that Kubel. This squad unfortunately is going to be forced off, but miragefla has kept up his side of the map, whereas only 3 standard territory points now, 4 for LimaOscarMike, so a big fuel lead early from miragefla. Thanks to that slow start from tier 1, that hasn't really changed. But they did make penals a little bit worse. Worse at firing on the move. They're already pretty poor at firing on the move though. Took a lot of small arms damage there against the Sturm Pioneers. Sturm Pioneers do shred down the M3 quite quickly. So miragefla now has constructed a sizable army. He's going to be looking to tech next. Be interesting to see if he goes for the M3 or... I mean, not the M3, the mechanized or the healing. Oh, that's a bad idea, trying to cross the road. Drops 2 models as he crosses, then he runs into more squads on the other side. Very bad idea that. Now he's fighting 3 squads versus 1. The garrison can't hang on here. Go for a 3rd squad of penals. So that's probably it from his tier 1 construction. It's probably going to be his last unit from tier 1. He's got a flamethrower on this squad now, looking to do some damage before that mech truck gets set up. Mine actually went down there. I'm not sure if he spotted that or not. There's another mine over here though. Oh, one over here. 3 mines already from miragefla. He's been getting busy with those double Sturm Pioneers. Planting the mines will mean that if this tech truck goes down, you won't have much munition spare for STGs. Which is a problem because, once the Volksgrenadiers get the STGs, they can fight a lot more evenly against the penals, but without them they are... It's bad. They're going to have a bad time. It's not a very fair matchup. Oh, can't imagine he's get a lucky volley in there. They could beat this Stern Pioneer here. He had to reload. 3 men versus 1. No, looks like he's gonna have to get out of there. Oh, don't lose it. No. Why? Still hasn't connected to his own munitions point so far, so no demo charges for LimaOscarMike, which we've seen in the past. Very important. And I feel like this M3 hasn't been that useful. He's gone over here, stolen the fuel. And now the VP. But I feel like LimaOscarMike has lost a lot more manpower than miragefla. miragefla has been taking some quite efficient engagements, whereas LimaOscarMike's often been fighting, you know, in this garrison where he's only had one window, or here like 3v1. So I feel like he's been bleeding more manpower so far. In fact, we could even check that in the old... yeah, units killed 22 from miragefla. Huge lead, and a lot of those models will be penal models. It's just somewhat expensive. Oh, penal's getting bullied there by Stern Pioneers. Somehow the Stern Pioneers got really lucky there as they crossed the road, took basically no damage. If the penals wanted to win that, they would have to have dropped a model as the Stern Pioneers approached. He's close enough for a flame burst finally, but trying to kite. He's gone straight for the walking Stuka. This also received some changes in version 1.1, some more changes. And it annihilates that squad in the garrison. That was one of the changes they made. I think they made it less powerful at destroying buildings. But obviously, I mean, it doesn't really matter against like one of those already damaged wooden buildings. Doesn't really make much of an impact there. Oh, it's unfortunate. M3 perhaps could have won that, but it keeps spinning around. He needs one of the guns on the front of the rear to actually fire at that squad. He has managed to dodge the shoe mines so far. I mean, he could lose the squad to this one though. But yeah, good start to miragefla. He's already 2 squads up on LimaOscarMike, though he has had his fuel disconnected for a wee while now. LimaOscarMike actually did upgrade the PTRS on that squad. Remember, you do have to upgrade PTRS to get the anti-vehicle satchel now. So it's a big change. It actually makes light vehicles a lot better against the penal troops. Because it used to be if you went for the looks, you'd have to stay at range against the penals, because otherwise, you know, they'd close in, throw the AT satchel, and then your looks would be in a whole bunch of trouble. But it's not the case anymore. So if the penals don't have the PTRS upgrade, you can just drive right up to them, getting really close, maximizing your accuracy, doing max damage. So that's actually a very significant change, a very big nerf to the penal troops. On top of that, I think they received some, yeah, as I said, firing on the move. Not as good at that anymore, so 2 nerfs for the penals. Definitely makes them a bit less viable than they once were. So now miragefla starting to get a few STGs going. He's got the munitions. And LimaOscarMike is in a bit of trouble. He's gone for his tier 3. Doesn't have the manpower to make anything from it yet. He's gone for healing. And this is where he's run into trouble. You know, he had that 4th squad of penals briefly. Generally, it's too hard to sustain 4 squads of penal troops. Okay, sometimes I go for a 4 penal build, but I don't go for an M3 or a 2nd squad of combat engineers. That's how I fit it into my build. And you can see on top of that, LimaOscarMike's been taking some rather inefficient engagements. So he's really strapped for manpower right now. He's struggling to get his tier 3 units up. And in fact, at this stage, may even consider going straight past tier 3, straight to tier 4. Because of how late his tier 3 unit would be. Raketten on the field for miragefla. This is see some changes, made it easier to micro. Used to be the case where if it got discovered and you had the camouflage mode on, it would then move and you'd have to deactivate and then reactivate the camouflage. Otherwise it would move at slow speed revealed. So they've fixed that. They've made it so automatically, you know, you don't have to deactivate and reactivate it again. So it made it easier to micro, which is a nice change. But at the same time, they also nerfed it. They've changed the weapon crew on it to make it more vulnerable to small arms fire. I'm not sure if that was really needed. They also changed the models on it. It used to have full strength Volkskrieger models on it. Now it's got models more closely aligned to other weapons crews, having less damage from their guns. So the full damage models from the Volkskrieger that they used to have. Keenly awaiting this next walking Stuka barrage here. Tier 4 has gone down for LimaOscarMike. He's got the fuel. He just needs a touch more manpower so he can make a T-34. And a T-34 should perform quite effectively against miragefla. He's building his tech truck now, but you know, once he builds his tech truck, he's only going to have about 30 fuel spare. So he's going to be a very long wait away from his first medium tank. He's now selected commander, gone for breakthrough. This has changed. You know, the Jagdtiger has received several changes, slight range nerf, so now it no longer outranges the 17-pounder emplacement, so that's a big change. Obviously, it's got the call-in cost nerf. If you don't have your tier 4 down, it costs about 20% more. And they, I think they changed it so you can't use the double tap. They showed my micro tips anymore, and also changed it. Brought back the daze mechanic that used to be on it to somewhat of an extent. The daze only impacts its movement, no longer its shooting. So I feel like LimaOscarMike's still taking inefficient engagements, but it is leading to a decent chunk of map control, which is hurting miragefla. You know, he had that fuel disconnected for quite a while when that M3 was on the field. That's starting to show now. Oh, the walking Stuka though, it has received several nerfs, but it's also a bit cheaper now. I see that. It used to be 14 supply, now it's 12, and yeah, 15 fuel cheaper. So it's you know, I think it makes it more viable in a 1v1. It used to be the case where if you got on 1v1, you couldn't squeeze into your army, occupy too much supply. There weren't enough targets for it. But now, with these changes, I think it is a little bit more viable. Still no commander selected from LimaOscarMike. He's keeping his options open. He himself probably doesn't know what miragefla is gone, because I haven't seen anything from this commander yet. T-34. Oops, oh no. That was definitely a hotkey mistake. He's using grid keys. And Panzerfaust on Grenadiers is different hotkey to the Panzerfaust on Volksgrenadiers. When you use grid keys, Panzerfaust, what would be Panzerfaust is actually the incendiary grenade. So I think that's what happened there. That's why he threw an incendiary grenade at the T-34. Kind of at the stage though where they can't really change that now. It's kind of been that way for so long. They probably should change that immediately when they added the Panzerfaust to Volksgrenadiers. So the IS-2 I think has been buffed overall. So maybe we should see that. Hope so. Oh, he detonates that mine. That was kind of convenient. So now LimaOscarMike could go for another T-34. Or he could go, you know, maybe tech up, make tier 2 so he can go for maybe a mortar team and a Zis later on. Or maybe one of those new and somewhat improved Maxims. Oh, why did he get so close? Why did he get so close with his walking Stuka there? That is one of the other changes they made to the walking Stuka. Now dies in one shot. Same as the Panzerwerfer and the Katyusha. Oh no, loses his flamethrower squad. Getting a bit too aggressive with his pushes. He's now starting to float up a bit of resources. Probably still needs 2 squads of combat engineers. Combat engineers do repair very slowly. And it's just handy to have 2 squads of them, honestly. So if one of them, you know, has taken damage in a sweeping mission, you don't have to reverse your tank all the way back to base to where your squads have retreated to actually repair up your tank. Does he have any, no, he doesn't have any crew repair commanders equipped. Maybe another inefficient engagement there for him. LimaOscarMike, yeah, needs to consider if it's worth bleeding so much manpower in some of these engagements. You can see miragefla. It's a pretty sizable lead. Which might not matter if you're using conscripts and your maxims. It does make a big difference when you're using penals. It costs a bit more to reinforce. Okay, he has tech to tier 2 and he's gone for a maxim. And now that he's taken care of that walking Stuka, he can go for support weapons a bit more freely. Second MG34 for a miragefla as well. Don't think these received any changes in the patch. There's no one target. Should be this squad that's advancing on him. He's cutting that down very quickly, but incendiary grenade goes off. He should just retreat. Yeah, good. He's got a lot of health damage on them. Might as well just heal them up. I'll try using a bit of attack ground action there. So yeah, because LimaOscarMike has his tier 4 down, don't have to worry about the added cost to call in any of those heavy tanks he has available. Oh, that is what changed they mate. They reverted the call-in cost nerf to the Hetzer, so you can call in the Hetzer without tier 4, which is a very good idea because the Hetzer is so bad, requiring tier 4 for it. It's just a kick in the teeth, honestly. Panzer 4 coming out now for miragefla, quite a bit late. Could go for a Panther at this stage. And LimaOscarMike may actually struggle with this Panzer 4. I mean, he's got the FC-76. Kind of made this quite early. Well before miragefla actually had any vehicles, which is a surprise. I wouldn't recommend going for it that early. Build it reactively instead. Probably would have gone for a second T-34, keep my anti-infantry high. But yeah, you know, with the penals no longer having the sticky satchel without the upgrade, Panzer 4 can be a bit more aggressive. Doesn't have to worry about, you know, getting flanked by a penal squad and getting sticky satcheled. T-34 finally being mobilized here. Where's the SU-76? Coming over from the other side of the map. Concussion grenade. Squad could go down. T-34 getting some good shots in here. He was trying to flank around the machine gun, maybe get a satchel on that, clear it out. Here comes the Raketen. SU-76 disengaged because of the stern pioneers with this Shrek. No, satchel goes down onto the Raketen. It's going to clear it out. He's going to take a few more losses himself, though. Lost his combat engineers there to the stern pioneers. That was a bit of a mistake. Now T-34 going in, probably should be trying to kill that squad. He was on prioritized vehicles though. But a bit messy there from LimaOscarMike. He's trying to do too many things at once. Couldn't quite keep up. I mean, honestly, you know, Panzer 4 one shot from death. I suppose one thing to his credit though, he did take down the Raketen. But here comes the second one. Gets the first Faust off a little bit too early. But the T-34, yeah, 16 kills. These things are very strong. Very underrated unit. Especially when their fuel cost is so low, you can almost build 2 of them to every Mikado Panzer 4. Do quite enjoy them in this particular matchup. So LimaOscarMike's floated a lot. Masmini's going for a heavy call-in. Though what heavy call-in it will be, I'm not sure. Probably, I mean, one of the big boys, right? It would be the 152 or the IS-2. KV-1 wouldn't require that much of a float. Okay. Maxim trying to suppress some squads. Penal's taking a lot of damage there. Clumped in like cover. He's forgotten about them. Oh, he's going to lose them. Oh, that is bad, Micro. Drops the bombing run, but that was easily dodged. Hard to land that in the middle of a map. Point guards though, that's actually a pretty fair idea. Oh, is it? Yeah. The problem here is he's got one squad of combat engineers and 2 damaged tanks. He needs to conserve his manpower. I feel like these guards are going to be used quite aggressively and they're going to bleed a lot of manpower. But he's upgrading them with the DP so they'll have access to the button. Very useful against tanks. Makes them a lot better against the STG folks as well. Oh no, don't lose another squad of penals for no reason. Oh man. He's busting there to threaten that Panzer IV. Expresses these guys just in the nick of time. Otherwise his guards would have gone down there. As you see, he disengages there. Could have used the tracking, given himself a bit more line of sight. Maybe helped him chase down that. I'm not sure if that would have died or not with the marked target damage bonus. Would have been close though. Oh, he actually gets it this time. Lands it on the Raketen. This time though, because he kind of did it in the direction that they were retreating. So that means LimaOscarMike gonna have good control on the center for a wee while. And now he's called in the big boy, the 152. Concussion grenade dodged. An upgrade with the dish canal as well. So miragefla has got to be thinking maybe he's going to go for the Panzer IV. That's also received some changes. Its fuel costs gone up by 10. And I think they changed its, yeah, well they changed its camouflage. I think they might have changed its veterancy bonuses as well a little bit. Just made it a little bit worse overall. It was by far and away the best tank destroyer in the game. Kind of leveled the playing field a little bit. Oh, he's on the armor-piercing rounds. He lands a good, beefy hit there. I'm not sure. I think the 152 does 240 damage per hit. I'm not 100% sure though. Could be 200. Oh, he wants to kill this Panzer IV. I mean, it's T-34. But yeah, miragefla losing his walking Stuka there has really hurt him. I mean, he'd really like to walking Stuka down this Maxim. And you can see here the wide arc of the Maxim covering the center very effectively. Oh, he changed rounds. He's on the high explosives and he wipes that squad. Big hit there. LimaOscarMike does need another squad for repairs still though. Still hasn't got his T-34 back up to full health. Assault artillery being called in by miragefla. Not really hitting too much, but it's got to allow him to take control of the middle. Very close matchup between Vet 5 Volksgrenadiers and penal troops. Oh man, he's lost another akin to the bombing run. Just use a bit of attack ground through the hedge. Does misses narrowly. miragefla looks like he's gonna save for the JT. The elusive 1v1 JT. Haven't seen this in a very long time. I mean, most memorable Jagdtiger 1v1's probably from OCF, where Vindicare used them against Barton to counter his KV8 spam. Those games were so messy. It was on Langraskaya, and that was back when ISGs could suppress when they land a shot. It was, and flamethrower vehicles were doing 4 times too much damage. Overall, a bit of a messy patch, that one. Just when Brits were released too, and all their broken nonsense. Fresh T-34 for LimaOscarMike. I think this is a misplay. Should have gone for another squad combat engineers for repairs. Especially once that Jagdtiger hits the field, he's going to need those repairs. I think they removed... Oh, I thought they removed the engine improvements. Maybe that was on the unofficial balance mod. Oh, and there it lands a big old hit on the T-34. One more shot and then it'll go down. They did nerf the Jagdtiger. Now there's 280 damage per hit instead of 320, so won't 2-hit medium tanks anymore. Quite like 2 hits and a Faust, something like that. Two hits and a Shrek. Oh, he's using the supporting fire. Now, I believe they did improve this, so it collides with terrain less. But he loses his Rakit in there, so that's a bit of a shame. Essentially going to go into the hands of LimaOscarMike. It's kind of a shame that miragefla at no stage got Fusiliers. He could really do with their flares at this stage for that extra bit of sight for his Jagdtiger. T-34 coming in for a flank and with no Rakin. miragefla a bit exposed. It's only implying that many more mines either. Panzer IV's having to deal with this. And there's the days. I think it reduces its move speed by 30%. Oh man, it's just getting torn to shreds here. Oh god. Oh man, that is horrible for miragefla. Everything's dying here for him. And it all started when he lost that Rakin. Now his Panzer IV goes down as well. Needs to kill this T-34. Luckily, LimaOscarMike stopped it briefly. Oh, when he misses the killing blow with his Shrek. So yeah, with the Rakitten, maybe that would have been a different story there, but oh, I don't know, man. I don't know about the new Yak Tiger. That daze does seem to be very punishing. Maybe 70% is slightly too high of a penalty. Maybe it should be like 50%. But yeah, miragefla, I mean, if you're going to go for the JT, you got to have more mines to support the flanks. He kind of threw his Rakitten in the middle before, so LimaOscarMike decided, you know, okay, I've stolen his Rakitten. I've got two T-34s, SU-76, ISU-152. I'm just so greatly outnumbering him. This is my time to push, and he was right. And he made, you know, good use of the marked vehicle. But I can't help but think maybe miragefla would have been better served going for Yak Panzer 4 or 2. Tried to vet it up over time. But that's what these games are all about, these full bounce preview games. Trying to see if units are actually worth what they are now and if they work and how the changes have impacted gameplay. So, you know, it's worth going for something, you know, a bit more risky just to try it out, see if it's viable. Oh god. 2 squads down, bombing run coming in on the Rakitten. Oh, he just dodges it, but he's going to lose the next shot from the 152. Yeah, there we go. And that's GG. So miragefla had this one pretty well in hand, but you know, when he lost his walking Stuka that really set him back, he then lost control of his fuel for quite a while, set back his Panzer IV a very long way. LimaOscarMike, you know, despite his poor engagements and a few squad losses early, manages to stick it out. And I think, honestly, I think a bit of a problem is the fuel cost of the OKW Panzer IV. I just don't think it's worth 150 fuel. Probably could do with a 10 fuel cost reduction. Because if you compare the OKW Panzer IV to, say, the Easy 8, I would have the Easy 8 any day of the week. Or T-34-85, I'd have the T-34-85 any day of the week of the OKW Panzer IV. Okay, finally get some Fusiliers. These could have been handy a long time ago if you know, got them to vet up, got them to vet 1, gave his oh, another aggressive ram. And he's gonna lose his tier 4. Oh, miragefla does actually have the repair upgrade on his mech truck. Which is actually kind of surprising. Why? He had 2 stern pioneers for quite a long time. Maybe I don't know, maybe upgrade them quite late. Once he lost his second squad stern pioneers. T-34 going in for the killing blow, getting a very lucky penetration. Oh, but he connects with the ram. Takes down the JP4, and that's going to be the game. No more fuel, no more tech. I mean, there's no... Oh, okay, that's interesting to know. Even with your tier 4 debt, fuel cost reduction remains. Okay. Good to know, good to know. He calls it a game. Well, yeah, new JT. Well, I don't know about it in 1v1s. It's never been very good in 1v1s, but I think especially now with the days, it's even worse. The supporting fire did seem much improved. You know, wasn't colliding with the train. Even on a map like Crossroads, which is quite flat, it used to collide with the train quite frequently. So that's good, but yeah, I'm not sure about the rest. I do like the decrease in damage though, but yeah, the days penalty seems to be a bit harsh on top of all the other changes. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.